We are out here today to test the K-Swiss Speed Track. Let's get started.
I was very excited to try out the new K-Swiss Speed Track shoe. This is promising to be their fastest shoe in the line. First things first, when I got it on my feet, I noticed it was running a little short, but not short enough for me to size up to the bigger size. The second thing I noticed is that booty construction is super comfortable. However, I'm one of those players that likes to tie my shoes very tight and likes to be very supported with my laces, and that booty is just a little bit big. I was kind of wishing for it to hold my ankle in a little stronger. The underfoot cushioning is not as plush as some of the other K-Swiss shoes on the market. However, that just means this shoe is super light and very fast. It's definitely the fastest shoe, in my opinion, in their lineup right now. As far as traction, I love the traction. I didn't have any issue with slipping or sliding, and it held me just comfortably and confident when making my moves. And then last but not least, durability seemed just great. K-Swiss always has an awesome rubber outsole material that they use, and this was no exception. So all in all, if you're looking for the lightest and fastest shoe from K-Swiss, this one might be it.
K-Swiss makes some of my favorite go-to shoes right now with the Hypercourt Supreme and the Ultrashot 3, so I was super excited to try a lighter weight option from them, and this one definitely feels faster to me than both the Supreme and the Ultrashot 3. However, as Michelle mentioned, they probably aren't as cushioned as either of those, but that helps keeping me feeling light and quick around the court. As far as durability goes, for a lightweight shoe, I found these to be offering really good durability on the outsoles, and I'm having no issues with the toes either. As far as traction, I found them to be grippier and did not have any issues with sliding. As far as fit, as Michelle mentioned, these shoes do run a little bit short. For me, it didn't require me to go up a half size. I did just choose to wear a little bit of a thinner sock. And these shoes are also running a little bit more close to a regular medium than slightly wider than both the Ultrashot 3 and Supreme models that I find. Still, with the thinner sock, it was a good fit for me. Overall, I found the Speed Tracks to be the lightest and quickest in the K-Swiss lineup. However, I was preferring a little bit more ankle support that I get from the Ultrashot 3s.
I'm also a big fan of K-Swiss shoes, with the Hypercourt Supremes being in my top 3 shoes of choice right now. And the main thing I want to focus on with these Speed Tracks was the fit for me. When I first tried them on in my true size 8, I felt that they were running a little small. My big toe was pushed up against this toe bumper. I was looking for a little bit more weight. So then I tried the 8.5s on, and I felt those were actually a little bit too long for me and maybe a little bit too much extra room throughout the whole shoe. So I found myself in between the 2 sizes, and so I decided to play test both sizes, wearing the 8s with a really thin sock and the 8.5s with double layers in hopes of kind of equaling it out, and I ultimately found the 8.5s with double socks was my best fit. Another thing I want to mention is that this has the booty construction, which I really love from the Hypercourt Supremes, but I found this the opening to be a little bit too big for me, and so I didn't have that locked-in feel that I normally get with the Hypercourt Supremes. When I did get down on the court and moving around, I found these shoes to offer no break-in period, and I thought they were very comfortable. Yeah, maybe a little bit less cushioning than some of the other K-Swiss, but enough under my heel to be very comfortable moving around on court. The highlights of this shoe for me was it was a speedy feeling shoe, and it was low to the ground, so I could move around without having to think about the shoe. I did find the traction to be a little bit too sticky for me, and at times I was wishing for a little bit more give. But overall, this is a really great speedy option for players. I'm looking for a little bit more support in those Hypercourt Supremes. Now we're gonna pass it over to our play tester on the East Coast to see what she thought of the shoe. Jofi, how did the Speed Tracks work out for you?
Thanks, Brittany. I actually never played in K-Swiss shoes before, so I was super excited to see what the Speed Track was about, and it did live up to my expectations. First thing I wanted to mention that they do run a bit short. I had to go up about half a size, so that's just something to keep in mind when ordering the shoes. Otherwise, the shoe fits perfect right out of the box. There is no break-in time needed. I put them on and I felt good to go on the court. Just like with any other K-Swiss shoe out there, the Speed Track is a super comfortable option. It's very low to the ground, lightweight, fast feel when you put it on. There's ample cushioning in the heel. I did lack a bit of cushioning in the forefoot area, but it wasn't really a big deal in the end. When it comes to support, I definitely felt supported, even in those harder turns, those sharper cuts. I did not feel like my feet were moving inside the shoe. One thing I wanted to mention that I had to get used to a little bit is just that I prefer a bit more give when it comes to slipperiness on the court. I prefer sliding a bit more, and I felt like I had a bit too much traction in certain shots, certain movements. This was just something I had to adjust to. But again, it's just a personal preference. Overall, there are not many negatives I could point out about the SpeedTrack. If you're looking for a lightweight performance shoe option, this one will be a great one for you to check out. Thanks for watching. For more information about this shoe and many others, please go check out Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.